Boom, coming in hot on a Monday, Chinchy. How we feeling, cuz?
Case is back home after a whirlwind week of travel, and then this weekend was nuts too. You told us a little bit during the week. What happened this weekend? A lot of fun.
Crazy, dude. Oh, dude, great time. Well, I was at MLB Network all week, and then I flew down to Jacksonville, Florida to watch Kent State versus Jacksonville University. And the Kent State Golden Flashes won 2 out of 3. Probably should have won 3 out of 3. They blew a game. They were up 5-1 in the eighth in the first game, lost 6-5. Tough one.
Oh, geez, tough one.
But yeah, they it was great, man. And Jake played in all 3 games, started 2 of them. And it was just a fun time, dude. Good team out there. Jeff Duncan, the head coach, good guy, and Bear Serrato, all those guys. Berkey, a lot of good people. So it was fun, man. But what the great thing was, Chinch, dude, I got to see it was like a family reunion. My uncle John, my dad's brother, and his wife Andrea drove up from Jupiter, Florida. My cousin Jimmy, who lives in Jupiter, came up. His daughter Hannah goes to North Florida, so we met up with them. Then my uncle Bob, my cousin Jeff, they're all down there. My cousin Jeff's in Jacksonville. We haven't seen him. So Jeff's there with his wife Kellum and their kids, and we had a blast. And then my son Andrew flew down from Dayton. Dude, it was like literally like a family reunion. So it was a great weekend, dude. We had a blast. Now we're finally home. Just flew back now, and bam, we're off and recording.
I just had a flashback when you were talking about how they blew the lead in that first game. It was a rough loss.
Yeah.
I had a game in college. It was Columbia Cornell. This was my freshman year. Okay. And one of my best friends in the world, I'm not even going to say his name because I don't even want him associated with what happened to him on the mound. So he's a relief pitcher. Freshman year, he's a relief pitcher, but he's a pitcher. 6 slider. He comes in. We were up by 6 runs. Okay. And it's a very windy day, like Columbia, it's up at the Hudson River. So the wind can blow out a little bit sometimes too, but whatever. Long story short, comes in clean inning in the 6th of a 7-inning game. Right. Walks the first 2, gives up a 3-run homer.
Okay? What?
Listen, so now we are up by 3. Okay. Walks the bases loaded, gives up a grand slam. 5 walks, 2 homers, 7 runs, no outs.
Oh,
and we were down by 1. We wound up winning the game on a walk-off homer by a shortstop.
Oh no! What was his ERA at the end of the year?
It was impossible. That's the other thing. In college, you don't play enough games for your
ERA. You can't get it down. You can't. Yeah, you're in the big leagues. You got 60 appearances. You can get it down. College, you can't.
Yeah, he said at one point he was so wild. He was just thinking of just trying to get somebody to ground one back to the mound so he could just throw the ball into the stands and save a couple on his ERA. But so we get back to the dorms, whatever, and he had gotten there before us. He wouldn't go out to dinner with everybody after the games, obviously.
Oh, dude, I've been there. It's worse.
And he had one of those fans, the standing fans. That's
oh yeah.
We get back to his room, and he was just sitting. He had a lawn chair that he put in his dorm. He was sitting in his chair watching TV. He's like, "What's up, guys?" There was a baseball bat broken in half, and the fan was all over the place. And his roommate, Danny, walks in and he's just like, yeah, all right. And just walked all over everything. Nobody said a word to him, and we left. It's terrible. Anyway, I got one crazy 6 degrees of separation story for you from sports over the weekend. And this is interesting. We have not talked about this. Did you see the kid who won the dunk contest? Right? He was like a D-League guy.
Oh, yeah, dude. Incredible. Yeah.
Mac McClung made more money winning the dunk contest than he has in his entire NBA career. He signed from the G League, whatever. But
what did he make for winning it?
I think it was $100,000. And I think he's over the course of 2 or 3 seasons in the G League, up and down, whatever, he's made $109,000 or something, or vice versa. So he basically just doubled his career earnings in the NBA. He's going to make money off of this as well. He should. He's one of the greatest dunkers of all time. Now, here's what was interesting to me. I was kind of doing a little research on him. His uncle played Major League Baseball.
Seth McClung?
Yes, you remember him. I was going to ask
you with the Rays, with the Tampa Bay Rays. Had good stuff, dude. Really good stuff.
Okay, so that's funny that you say that.
Wow, no way, dude.
Yes, do you believe that? Now I looked up batter versus pitcher against Sean Casey.
Yeah.
This is where the mystery comes in. 1 plate appearance and no line. Not even a hit by pitch. So can you go back into your mental memory?
No walk?
No, maybe you were like, now what? I forget
Was
statistically. Like, let's just say you were up and like, if it gets to like 0-2 and you,
was it with the Red Sox? 08?
I want to say I couldn't find the damn date.
I think it's
It was
08.
around 08.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He pitched in a game. I found like a bio line where he pitched in a game. I want to say maybe against the Tigers, where you were on the team. You popped out to end the game, but against a relief pitcher. But I don't know if you started the game and pinch hit. How do you get no at bat? I'm trying to. I know there's got
Uh,
to be a way. Like if you go
sack fly.
no RBI, it just says one plate appearance, zero,
Oh,
nothing, no hit, no walk, no nothing. We got to get to the bottom of this. I don't
oh,
know. It's
come
just
on.
it was stuck
Phil,
in my head. I'm gonna look at it again. Ready? Seth McClung. I'm
well,
gonna pull it
I
up.
remember. I think I was in Boston in 08, or I think when I don't know if I don't remember facing him, but
I don't
I
know.
knew he was on
Anyway,
that team.
all right. Well, that mystery we will unravel as the days go on. I'm gonna look it up more. I might actually like shoot a text to your boy Matt Baker and see if he can track down what
See,
he's
yeah,
saying. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
those guys will figure it out.
They will figure it out. All right. So sticking with baseball, let's get into like the feel good story of the offseason so far is that there is a man
Yeah,
who is a hero in our second.
yeah,
Shout out to our boys up in Canada, our second biggest fan base in the country.
yeah. All the Canadians listen. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
John Schneider, baby,
Wow.
was getting breakfast or lunch, I think, over to a restaurant right out there in Dunedin. Lady goes down, she's choking. Schneider jumps up, bam, like David Hasselhoff would, gives her the Heimlich, bam, freaking piece of steak comes flying out. All's good. I mean, she has
Yeah.
no idea that he's the manager of the Blue Jays, and I guess the manager of that restaurant bought him a beer. He said
Yeah.
and he said he was a little rattled. They like, what'd you think of it? He's like, I didn't think much of it. I just knew I knew the Heimlich since I was in sixth grade. He's like, I got to use it. He's like, but I'm glad I had that beer because I was rattled for a second there.
Oh my God. Yeah. No. So that no. That great story. Great story. But it brings up my question: Are you capable of pulling that off? Can you do the Heimlich? You know
Yeah,
how to
yeah,
do it?
I could do it. Yeah, you grab them right here and you just pull up and poof.
Yeah, right under there. Now,
Yeah,
can you do the
mouth to mouth
yes,
CPR, bro.
CPR?
I think I just talked to my buddy John Dennis after the DeMar Hamlin thing. I was like, I have to learn CPR. I do know it, but I don't know it as I
Yeah.
should know it. I
No,
don't know as I
refresher
should know it.
course. I feel like I would
Yeah,
need a refresher
yeah,
course
yeah.
too.
Do you know it?
I did. I did know it well. Like I was a lifeguard one summer or whatever.
Yeah, you were a
But
lifeguard
yeah,
35 years ago.
yeah, that's true. I'm probably not as, the quick twitch muscles aren't the same as they probably were back then.
You were the real David Hasselhoff, bro.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
Chich, we got a guy going down the deep end, and you're like,
Yeah.
up against you with your red Speedo on.
Yeah. By the way, this brings up another story that just popped in my head. Do you know somebody almost choked to death at my wedding? Did you know this story?
I was there.
You were at my wedding. Yeah, you were.
Who?
That was
Who?
back in the day. Marty Montalto.
Marty
So,
almost choked?
yeah, so listen to this. Shout out to Marty, our boy.
What? I didn't know that, Marty.
DP at MLB. So we had the wedding. You know how the wedding goes.
Yeah.
A complete blur to me. But then we rented out that little like bar restaurant next doors in the Garden City Hotel. Also, shout out to them. Great place, great wedding, I would say.
Yeah.
Uh,
Great wedding. Great wedding.
But so the guys are kind of sitting around, and I'm finally like relaxed, and we're just hanging out. And I'm looking, and everybody's like, "Should we tell him? Should we tell him?" I'm like, "Tell me what? What's the matter?" And it was like him, Savino, Rollback, all those guys are sitting around, and like, Marty almost died, and I was like, "What?"
What?
So apparently he was eating a steak, and steak locked him up,
What?
literally hardcore, no breathing, whatever. But the guy said that like 5 of the wait staff, they like ran over, picked him up, pulled him out. One guy grabbed him.
What?
Boom, thing shot right out of his
Oh my
mouth.
gosh,
It went
dude.
like 8 feet, and he went back to just pounding vodka sodas. the rest
What?
of the night. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I didn't know it until hours later. Thank God.
Oh, thank God. Well, Marty's doing well now. I just saw him this week, so thank
Yeah.
God
Yeah,
the
tell him to chew
staff came
slow,
out.
chew slowly, Marty.
Yeah, chew your
Let's
food,
go.
Marty. God, time.
All right. All right. One more topic we got going on. And this kind of spins. I like when we do these things where we take parallels from one sport and bring them to your experience as a baseball player. So here's what happens right now. I'm 30-13. These guys, all we're talking about is like Rodgers, Carr, Rodgers. Who you take? Who do you want? Obviously, Rodgers. We know who he is. He is the superstar. Very similar, maybe, to when
Right.
Griffey was a Red.
Right.
Carr is a really, really great player. Not obviously at the same level, not the same as far as historic implications of signing a guy to your team. Who do you take and why? And sometimes do you say maybe we don't want the superstar? Not
Well,
comparing it to Griffey because you want to.
yeah,
There's no
Well,
comp there.
Griffey
But
was Michael Jordan back,
yeah,
when
yeah.
he came to the
That was
Reds.
that's not the compliment to make
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if the superstar's a winner, and I think Rodgers is a winner. I don't know. I know he won one Super Bowl. He's going to the postseason every year. I know people will say like, "Hey, he's not Tom Brady with the wins," but for me, I just feel like Derek Carr is a great player, but he's never, even with some great teams there in with the Raiders, he never really got them over the hump. I feel like the Jets are a team that's ready to win right now with some big time weapons. I just feel like Rodgers has 3 really good years left, and he would be the guy to go there for a 3-year deal and just take the Jets to the promised land, I think.
I think so too. It's an interesting question. I posted it on social media. A couple people chimed in yesterday. Mostly the Jets fans. Who do you want as a Jets fan? Jets fans are totally and completely still like kind of like a little shell shocked from when they did the exact same thing with Favre. Remember, Favre
Oh
was a
yeah, that's
Jet.
right. That's right, dude. I
And it didn't
forgot.
really work out. So Jets fans, I didn't. My buddy Mike Sheridan was one. Nicole was another. Who I want to shout out for replying to that story. But yeah, so Jets fans, I
And
feel like
Carr's a lot younger than Rodgers, right?
Carr's definitely younger by a few years. Never missed a game. Like never misses
Yeah,
games on
he's a gamer
purpose.
too, man. I like Derek
Now,
Carr.
now the question really becomes though, like, is Carr and your exact roster that you have there better than what you would have to give up for Rodgers? Because you have to give up draft picks, you might have to
Yeah,
give up a couple pro players.
yeah.
That's where it gets tricky. Same thing's
Uh,
going on with like a Lamar Jackson. Like, do you franchise Lamar Jackson and keep him on the Ravens? Or are you just gonna kind of you could also do a franchise thing, but he can negotiate with other teams and then you get draft picks back. It's tough, man. If you don't have a quarterback in the NFL,
I was gonna say, if I'm another team and Lamar Jackson's out there, like I'm going to get him ASAP.
yeah, right.
Like I
agree
think
with
that the scary thing with the Ravens is, okay, you're gonna let Jackson go for whatever reason, but like you've been winning with him, like, and he's a difference maker. When he doesn't play, you guys lose.
Right.
Careful what you wish for. Listen. Sometimes people have baggage. It's the job of the leaders to make sure that they navigate that. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
the bottom line. So, I think about like a guy like Leland. He had a guy like Bonds or Pudge or whatever. Not to say that listen, they're big personalities, but you got a guy like Leland that can navigate that and really, make sure you lead from the front. Make sure you say, no, I'm the leader. Everyone get in behind. I think that's a big thing with here. But like Lamar Jackson, guy's a stud, man.
Yeah.
And
It's an interesting
if you lose him, like you said, it's a quarterback league. So you lose him, you're going to be a different team. I think.
Not only like it's magnified even further, think about it this way. He is a mobile quarterback. Part or a lot of that Ravens offense is based off of will he run or won't he run and scheming that way. So if you let him go and don't replace him with another one of the mobile quarterbacks, you're gonna have to redo your offense. Or at
Totally.
least it's totally different. It's kind of like that kind of stuff goes into things. I remember when was it Dallas Keuchel was like either a free agent or going to be traded a couple of years ago. There were a couple really good contending teams that wanted him, but then the argument was he's a hardcore ground ball pitcher, right? Is Keuchel a ground ball pitcher?
Yeah, total ground ball pitcher.
Okay,
yeah.
so that almost eliminated a couple of the good teams that didn't have great infield defense.
Right.
Because it's a tricky kind of slippery slope.
Yeah.
When you're putting your rosters together for these sports. I don't know. I thought that was all interesting.
No, I agree. I totally agree, man. And like I said, if anything, it's just like, hey, listen, the Major League Baseball you got to have 3 horses, especially 2. It's a starting pitcher league. You can have the Trouts and the, Ohtani. There's only one of those guys. You could have the best players on your roster. If you don't have horses on the bump, you're not winning in Major League Baseball. Just like the NFL. You don't have a quarterback in the NFL. Look at the Jets. I don't care how good the rest of your team is. Your defense could be locked down. You could have, skilled players everywhere that dominate. If you don't have a quarterback to deliver the goods, you're not winning. Like, you might be 500, you might be a little over 500. You're not going anywhere. You might make the postseason, but you're not going to the promised land.
I agree. Now let's go back to baseball. How much pitching depth do you need? Like, when you enter a season right now, how many potential starters do you want breaking camp?
7.
Talk me through that.
I think go look at the Astros last year, dude. They had a legit 7 guys deep that they could mix and match with. That's why they don't mind losing Verlander, because they have so many studs in there. Urquidy and they got Garcia, and they got McCullers, and they just what's the lefty?
I got something.
Dominant lefty.
Wait. Wait.
Their best pitcher, Valdez.
Oh, Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez. So nasty. So they're loaded. You go back and look at the Astros. They won last year because they had 7 starting pitchers and obviously a great bullpen. But you can put some of those guys out in the pen. That could give you a couple innings. So you're over 162, bro. You need starting depth. I really believe that. And also too. Obviously you need guys with the way the bullpens are used nowadays. These starters aren't going 3 times around the order. Mm-hmm. You need some lockdown bullpen guys too, because they're using them so differently now. You know what I mean? They're bringing them in earlier. The starter's not getting a chance, like I said, to go 3, 4, not 4 times around the lineup unless you're
right.
Alcantara.
Yeah, and also though, like, you want to give that one guy a break. You got a veteran guy, like you said, you get a veteran guy. Like, maybe you give him one, like, better than I do, but like, you give that guy maybe one extra week off to like get his hammy a little better, get his blister. Like, you need that depth just to be like, we're up 9 games right now. Maybe let's just sit you down for a week or 2 and just let it heal perfectly, because we got a guy who's coming in there. He's going to at least be a 500 pitcher in your absence, right?
Yeah, and think about that, dude. That's a great point, because when we come into end of September, what are the races? 1 game, 2 games.
Right.
Yeah, so you don't think about the games in April, May, and June where you might have done that. Hey, man, so-and-so's not feeling great. We're going to get, he's going to miss 2 starts. No one thinks about it in June or May. Well, you actually have a stud starter that can fill in. He gets 2 wins there. Yeah. At the end of September, you win the East, the Central, the West by 1 game, and you're like, it had to do with just having great depth. Yeah. The great teams have great depth, and it's usually at starting depth and obviously bullpen.
Yeah, and baseball, I feel like more than any other sport, because how many times, I'm sure it's happened, I'm sure I can count, I bet at least 10 times in your career where some dude got called up to start a game and you're looking at him going, who the hell is this guy? And you wind up, you guys all of a sudden, you lose 3-0 and you're like, what just happened? Who was that kid? And that guy's back in the minors. It's like,
he's gone. Dude, there's a lot of people you don't remember you played with. I'll be like, I remember, oh, dude, it's so funny you said that. At Jacksonville this week, I'm there and I'm going to go to the bathroom. I come out or get a water at the concession stand. They have all the guys that played in the big leagues. Juan Padilla. I was like, oh, Juan Padilla. I was like, how do I know that name? Like, Cincinnati Reds 2004. I was like, oh my God, I played with him. I played with this exactly. I was like, I played with this guy. Like, you forget. There's so many guys that come in and out, up and down. You forget. Another name from the past too, John Cangelosi.
Oh yeah.
His stepson is on the pitches for Kent State.
No way.
So he was there. Dude, so we kind of bumped into each other. We had a little thing going, dude. Me and Cangelosi got together. We took a picture. We sent the picture to Leland. And we said, all right, we'll know who your favorite is by who you get back to first. Then Kanji on the side's like, hey, bro, I got to deal with Case. Call me first. So Leland ends up texting me. You 2 are the reason I'm bald. you know. And then he ends up calling Kanji, and we talked to Leland, and it was incredible, dude. It was incredible. It was Jimmy Leland. So that's a side note. But the Juan Padilla thing was the first thing I thought of. You know, like I said, you play with so many guys, you sometimes forget.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. That's funny, dude. All right, so what do you got lined up for the rest of the week? You're home. You're home now.
Yeah, dude. I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm gonna be home for weeks, which is really nice. So looking forward to just kind of getting back into my routine. And we got our big Miracle Bash coming up on Friday.
Oh, right.
So anybody out there, if you're listening, go to handbid.com or download the Handbid app. 2023 Miracle Bash. Just put that in there in the search bar. We have some incredible items. Pearl Jam just let us launch it to their community. So that release ukulele went from so Eddie Vedder sent us a ukulele with the release lyrics on the back, and it went from 12 grand for like the first week. It's up to 31 like that.
Yeah,
you get it out to the Pearl Jam. You get it out to the Pearl Jam community, bro, and things start to move. So incredible.
I just have like this just image in my head. I'm like, you think Eddie like walks into like UPS by himself with his ukulele? He's like, hey, can you guys wrap this for me? And the guys are like, holy shit, it's Eddie Vedder. And he's like, just be careful with it. I drew on a back, and they're like, there's no way, right? There's somebody.
No. George Webby, who's a good buddy of mine too. George and Rob Skinner are down at the 10 Club. They got all the bubble wrap and stuff like that, and they box that thing up and send it out. So
I just got my ukulele in the mail. I told you I was buying.
Oh yeah, dude! Have you started playing it?
I started playing it, and I think I'm better at it than the guitar. And
well, why? Isn't it harder?
I don't know. I'm a small person, but I got long arms, so like I got long hands and fingers. So it's not like I don't know why, but I can understand it better than a guitar. Really, kind of the only difference is, so you play guitar, right?
Yeah.
So you know, on most chords are only 3 or 4 strings.
Yeah.
So you're technically just only eliminating the 2 strings that you're not using on each particular chord progression, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely easier because you're not stretching your pinky and your thumb across one.
Right. Everything's tighter. Yeah.
It's actually more difficult when you go down to the bottom because the frets are like they're minuscule. So tight. So you got to get right in there. I don't know if you could put those big ham hocks on.
Big galooks.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do the strumming stuff.
Dude, you're talking about fingers too. I'm also on the DL, bro. It's the first time. This is when you know you're getting old. You know when you're getting older. I go to take my pants off last night, and I freaking like pulled a tendon in my finger. I'm like, ow, what is that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Dude, it got caught in my pants, and I was like, oh, and it cracked. It was like, it fell a rip, and I was like, what the? And I was like, dude, it's killing me today.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's gonna turn all black and blue and shit.
Oh, it's already swollen real nice, but I'm like, I can't even tell anybody about this, but anyway, I'm telling you and all our fans too, so that's great.
That's good.
So I got to pull the tendon taking my pants off, guys. Not a good injury. Not a good injury.
I was getting ready to work out before, and I was like, God damn it, I hate getting older. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, fuck, I haven't even, it was like I worked out already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do anything. Why is my shoulder killing me already?
Oh my
I'm going to try to work it out, but it's not the same, man.
No, dude, it's not.
Being young. Anybody listening to us from the ages of I would say all the way up to almost 30, 20 to 30, just enjoy every step you take. Am I correct?
Exactly.
I went out, oh my God, we did all our Christmas decorations finally.
Yeah.
And so
that's why I changed. That's why you can't move.
Yeah, it's because I did something that normal people do in a normal day, and I'm out of shape now. So no, but it's like 3 flights up the stairs,
I know, dude.
My floor, 2nd floor, and in the attic. Dude, I woke up yesterday morning. I felt like Lou Ferrigno, like my legs are all jacked up, and I'm like, do I not walk enough in my life? Unbelievable.
That's so good.
Back in on a treadmill or something.
Oh,
anyway,
man.
all right,
brother. Hey, really quick, I got these new Sarah Strong shirts.
Yeah.
For Sarah. So
zoom
just
in a little bit, move it closer a little because it's shadowed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Sarah Strong. Let's go.
Nice.
So
keep the prayers coming. I know you got the prayers coming. Keep the prayers coming. We hit the 2nd round of chemo next week. Let's go. We're dominating.
And she's dominating. She's battling her ass off too.
She is. We're
lady.
going.
All right, brother.
All right, bro. Love you, man. I'll see you tomorrow, and everyone out there, We'll see you guys tomorrow too. Thanks for joining us.